I'm Peggy and I'm the co-founder of Mindful Art Club. And I was working with Emma at Broadreach and we decided to set up a social enterprise offering mental health help community support groups in the community. So that's how Mindful Art Club, the idea, came about. I think it's hard to pin down one, but there's several clients that they would come to Mindful Art Club for the first time and they would have a lot of different difficulties, maybe loneliness or mental health challenges or difficulties going on in their family. And then they come for a few weeks and become regular members, and they'll give us verbal feedback at the end of a session. We'll say at the end of every session, how are you feeling? And sometimes people could even get quite emotional and say, Mindful Art Club has changed my life. I came here depressed and lonely, and now I've got friends and my mental health is improving. And some people have said things like, it's a lifeline to me, or people have said, this is the only thing I go out for in the week. I'm at home the rest of the week and this is the once a week that I go out. So the most rewarding thing is when we get that verbal feedback and the smile on someone's face when they say what a difference Mindful Art Club has made to them, that they feel much better for coming. I think art for me is almost anything creative doing with your hands, so it doesn't just have to be drawing, but it could be collage or making things or sticking things. So one of the big things about when we started Mindful Art Club was we wanted to tell people that you can have art for fun and to improve your mental health, so it's not about talent. So one of our early little posters said, no talent, no problem. And when people say, oh, tell us about Mindful Art Club, I couldn't come because I'm rubbish at art, and we say, you're exactly the people we want to reach, because it doesn't matter if you're rubbish or you think you're rubbish at art, it's about enjoying it.
My name's Emma and I work at Mindful Art Club with Peggy. Before we started this business, we did loads of research into how creativity helps mental health, because I always knew there was a link, but there's absolutely millions of scientific papers that show there is the massive connection between, and the beauty of art is that you don't have to be good at it. There's just something very life-affirming about having a blank piece of paper and then an hour later, it's filled with colour and light and you're showing it to other people and other people are saying that looks great. So the fact that we're doing creativity, but not just creativity, what's really important in our group is the support element to it. It's the talking at the beginning. So then everybody knows how everybody is, and someone said in our group today, it's just so good to get stuff off her chest and realise that she's not the only one going through problems at the moment, and she just feels sort of supported and connected to the rest of the group.
Hi, my name's Cy Parham. I work for Colebrook South West. I look after a service called Heads Count, which is our network for people with lived experience and carers, giving a voice to those people that may not be able to find a voice in the system. Well, my story, I guess, with the Mindful Art guys is we've been dealing with them work-wise, I suppose, in a professional capacity in terms of looking at what the guys are doing and seeing the impact of the work they're doing. So we have a focus on kind of community-led services that help people with their mental health issues. So I was really delighted to come along today and just experience what they're doing in person, really. So looking at the faces of joy here today, and the safe and comfortable atmosphere and the way that the people that come along are interacting with each other, and that feel of community, talking and sharing about their week and how they've been feeling. It's a really great atmosphere to come along to, and quite inspiring, actually.
Hi, I'm Kerry. My story is I was suffering with mental health, depression, anxiety, a bit of a recluse, didn't come out the house, didn't want to leave the house. Felt as though I couldn't leave the house, and then I was introduced to the Sunflower Project, and from there I was introduced to Emma for Mindful Art Club, and I joined one session, and the rest is history, really. It's really changed me as a person. It's given me confidence. It's got me out of the house. It's like a sanctuary. That's what I see it as, and I was like, I'm going to go and be with my artful family on a Monday and a Friday. So yeah, it means a lot to me, this club. It has changed part of me, absolutely.
Claire. I'm really pleased, where it's going. I think it's like a real, service out in the community. So when we first started, there'd only be sort of a few people, and now coming to the groups now, there's a lot of people. It's been really great. So I think it's so starting from those sort of humble beginnings and to see where they are now, it's like really great.
Hi, my name's Lee, and I'm volunteer for Mindfulness and Art Club. Interesting story. I was living in Bristol and I went into a life crisis, and I sought refuge in alcohol and substance abuse and ended up in a rehab in Plimpton called Close Reach, and that's where I met Emma and Peggy. They both worked there. They're doing art stuff, counselling, acupuncture. And it was supposed to be a 6-week turnaround, and then situation changed and I decided to just sort of stay in Plymouth for a while. The rehab went bust. They both lost their jobs and I was made homeless because I was staying in the place. And we met up and they had a conversation that they had this vision to start this club up. And I said I'd support them. And initially I kind of came as a client because, I was trying to redefine myself, I was kind of in recovery really from substance abuse, mental health issues myself. So I started coming to Mindfulness Art Club, and yeah, it just helped me reconnect with people, find some shared experience, and like I say, yeah, they helped and supported me in different ways to kind of live again and give again, really. My story is, my story is I was a bit of a rough diamond, and I'm a bad boy made good. And I'm from a gypsy background. I was illiterate until I was the age of 30. And I got involved in a lot of crime and ended up in institutions where I learned to read and write. But the only way I could express myself was through anger. And the only thing I needed to do was put my dukes up and fight. And through education in prison, really, I discovered art, working with clay, sculpture first, and then theatre and acting. And then, really got into it and really enjoyed it. And, for me, art is, I can find a language that is not necessarily, words. I can capture things, I can resolve things, I can express things, sometimes my demons, in a very safe, creative way. And if at the end of that, the object, the painting, whatever it is, people want to buy it or enjoy it or appreciate it, I feel like I'm giving to the world instead of taking, you know what I mean? There's a huge need in the community for it, I think. If you didn't have any form of mental health issue before COVID, a lot of people are feeling isolated, scared, fragmented, anxious. And it's not set up for therapy per se. It's about people connecting, meeting, shared experiences, There's a lot of laughter, a lot of fun. People also cry, I think it's just like, that connection, and knowing that somebody else can identify to where you're at or what you're going through, you're not on your own with it,